10-year loan, you have 2-year leases, well, that's not too good. So most of our leases are 5 years.
Which property you're talking
We're
about?
talking about the office building and the retail.
I think the retail, at least there's a one anchor tenant has more than 10
There's
years.
actually three 10-year leases. We have TJ Maxx, Kinko's, and the one on Block 15.
So based on those
The Bedrock tend to have a short lease.
right? Yeah, and you know, and that's, you know, banks look at leases
Carlos got up.
because the leases are cash flows. So when you have 10-year leases based on a 10-year loan, right there you have 50% of your gross income value based on the leases.
That was one of the reasons we used the 10-year period as our historical mark, and also based on the history of the company.
Yeah.
That picture from lunch on Monday. He was talking
Now,
to
this is 1993.
I'm
gonna fast forward.
Skateboard.
Now we're going to look at hindsight.
Don't send it now. Send it right now. Wait.
Okay? In the 1980s, most of the 5 major banks in New England went broke. In the mid-80s, late 80s, 5 major banks, Massachusetts, Rhode Island, went broke. Bank of Boston was one of the few banks that were able to sustain itself. Also, the computer defense industry in the 1980s was going down the drain. People were getting unemployed. So office vacancies went up. We had weak retail tenants. Looking back, interest rates, 1980, 83, 86, 80. In 1992, 93, there was a downward trend in interest rates, albeit very slight. Again, it was still above 8%. It was 8%. In 91, 93, cap rates were starting to go up. Real rate of return, this incorporates inflation. These are, the real rates, nominal plus inflation, were starting to go up. So with the cash out money, and I get your question in a minute, with the cash out money, we were able to buy market depressed assets because there was no exit strategy. We wanted to maximize value. We had no intent on selling. We're not sellers. We're buyers. So in anticipation of what was going on, we're looking back now. We're looking back at what's going on in the early mid-90s. In all sectors, all properties were going up. There was a correlation here between apartment buildings and industrial, retail, and office buildings. So we bought properties. We bought distressed properties with the cash that we pulled out at the refinance. We used our refinance just for one motive, and that was to buy more assets. We wanted to increment our property base, our property bases. So that's what we did. We bought more properties with the cash.
And what I want to share with you is at the beginning of her introduction, Michael came to our company basically for us to provide him with guidance as to what would be the best solution to these 2 properties. We knew from the very beginning, our goal was to maximize his value. Because ultimately, if you read through the, I forgot how you said
Case study?
the case study, sorry, thank you, the case study. His biggest concern is how to grow the company, how to make it stronger. So there was no way that we were going to take a stand not to approach that. And that's one of the biggest reasons why from the very beginning, when we sat as a group, that was the goal that we took.
Right. Yeah, our common denominator, Michael, our common denominator is to maximize value.
Okay.
Michael, what I really love about the Boiler Group, amongst other things, is that you guys have such a welcoming corporate environment. Do any of the employees or staff have a question?
That was a great presentation.
So the conclusion would be both properties insurance company.
Yeah, the life insurance.
The insurance company, yes,
Right.
and we're actually going a step further and recommending they go with a 50% loan to value. Now, if I can make just one interesting point, if you look at this, it looks like returns are going up and interest rates are going down.
Right.
So in fact, what would have actually, hindsight is 2020, what would have been a better option, and now, we're in our time machine, 10 years forward, at the payout period. Glenn, hopefully you're still alive. If you were, then,
And if not, his lovely wife is enjoying the fruits.
there you go.
Whoa,
Oh,
If-
whoa, whoa, whoa.
Down boy. Looking at this with hindsight, and of course hindsight's 2020, if actually we had gone maximum financing on all our assets, we would have been able to get higher returns with low interest rates on that money. So in fact, although we're recommending a 50-50, because that's what today, based on our assumptions, seemed like the best call, it actually would have been better to maximize the value of these. Now, you wouldn't have lost money, you would have still made a lot of money, and we would have made a lot more than anybody else. Why? Because our decision criteria is better than anybody else's. But that would have been the best choice looking at it, from hindsight.
Okay.
So next
Michael?
time you have to do a study, you want
pretty happy.
ACM Associates.
There you go.
Hey.
On another note, I do have something for sale, so if you're interested, please see me afterwards.
Oh, okay.